Greetings to you all. I'm Bishop Dan Gachuki. I'm here for Secretary General for Mount Kenya Christian Council of Elders. And together with me is an honorable elder together with us who've served the nation in different capacities. Is Rev Fredrick Ngugi. Please, Reverend Fredrick, karibu sana.
Thank you, Bishop Gachuki.
Yes, please.
I'm very happy to be with you here.
It's a great pleasure.
And the work you are doing,
thanks.
I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Reverend, please introduce. I know you serve in different capacities, but you can just mention a few of them.
Yes. Yeah, I've been working with NACADA as a director. My term expired in February. But the work I've been doing in NACADA, I'm still doing it because it's a call to ensure that the youth of this country and the entire populace go away from drug and substance abuse. I'm also the national chairman of Association of Pentecostal and Evangelical Clergy of Kenya, and also CPAC, Clergy for Peace, Alliance of Kenya. And I'm also the national champion of community rehabilitation program.
Thanks a lot. And that last part is very, very emotional when you talk about rehabilitation, but we'll still come to that.
Yes.
Now, as we've all heard, we've launched a movement by the name Mount Kenya Christian Council of Elders, and specifically, you are also an elder.
Yes,
and also a leader in this nation.
Absolutely.
Please mention, because I want to relate to the issue of alcohol and culture. I've seen in most of the Kikuyu rites and rituals and the rites of passage, there's always the use of Muratina. What do you think about that?
First of all, Bishop, that's a very important question you're asking, because we need to agree as Kenyans, and especially Mount Kenya people, that culture grows, and because we are elders, we need to look at those things that we do, thinking that they are good, but they are harmful to our youth. Like, for example, most of our youth in this country, about 3.6 million, are already addicted.
3.6 million.
3.6 million addicted to the level that they cannot do anything on their own. They are dependent on alcohol and substance abuse. And if you look at the areas where our youth are introduced into alcoholism to a level where they eventually become addicted, is these traditional setups where you find the elders must use Muratina in the wedding ceremonies, circumcision ceremonies, and no other ceremonies. Now, what does that do? The children, as small as 6 years up to the teenage, find this one being a role model, because when you are an elder, whatever you are doing, young people think is good, is perfect, is the way to go. So you find so many of them, because they have seen their uncles, their wokas, their fathers going to Muratina, drinking it in celebration, they also eventually desire to get into that. And I can tell you, Bishop, so many of them, out of the 3.6 million addicted, almost 45% of them are out of addicted with alcohol. And what my call to the Mount Kenya elders, together with the clergy and elders, whatever position you hold as an elder, it is important to know that when anything that is done that leads to the death of our youth is actually equivalent to the death of our country in the future. And therefore, I urge every elder, everyone, including pastors, I'm advocating for pastors to apply other things other than wine in the churches, because we also introduce our little children into alcoholism through wine in the church. We would rather use Libena, another fruit juices, because our children are getting into addiction in a very high rate. And Bishop, something perhaps you don't know, the more addiction we are getting into, the more deaths are happening. I don't know whether there is any family in this country, and especially Mount Kenya, where we don't have area or a region having problem of burying young men who have died out of addiction.
Oh, thanks, Reverend. The really sad news here, and you've said something that what we are calling culture in this case, because you see traditionalists are accusing us that we are anti-culture. Yeah. But every time we are trying to show them, we must live in a culture, because even Jesus lived in a culture.
Yeah.
But then we say, when you look into the Bible, there are always good parts of the culture, and then there are the destructive parts of the culture,
absolutely,
which are anti-society and also anti-Christian.
Yes.
And those are the things we are bringing to the church and to the public to tell them this is a no-go zone.
Yes.
This is a red flag.
Yes.
And you've mentioned about how the use of Muratina in rites of passage and other ceremonies becomes an agency of recruitment to young Kenyans, and especially in the mountain Kenya, to eventually become addicts. And you are mentioning about a very huge statistics for that matter.
Yes, and actually, Bishop, this is a reality. Our children are getting introduced into addiction, into tobacco at the age of 6 years. They are being introduced into alcoholism at the age of 7 years. Into Mugoka and Imera at the age of 7 and 8 years. Into the age of hardy drug at the age of 18 to 20 years.
So are you saying, Elder, that if the trend goes like that, we'll not have generations in future?
Absolutely. Let me tell you, I've gone around this country, and this is how it began in Mombasa. And I can tell you, in Mombasa, in the coastal region, there is a whole generation that has been swept because of addiction, drugs. And this is creeping back slowly by slowly to Nairobi, Mount Kenya, and every other part of the country. But this is a problem we can solve. If we all join hard, we realize that although perhaps one would think that this culture and the alcoholism and the Miratina is a good thing to them, but it is very, very harmful to our youth who are now growing up to be the pillars of the economy and the families of this country.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
It is so clear to everybody who can listen to us that this is so alarming. What we are doing in the name of culture is becoming a death trap for many young Kenyans and future generations.
Yes.
And again, I'm here to tell you that we are here and we are addressing the wrong side of the culture and what is detrimental and destructive, and more so what is anti-Christian. And therefore, this is a campaign we need to raise and preach the gospel and say no to cultures that are anti-Bible. And God bless you all. Thanks a lot, Elder,
Bishop,
even for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you.